Oopsies. This job is just not going well, is it? Obviously this is not what I wanted. I didn't want to cause headache. And good morning everyone. It's a sunny day today. And our first job is this very nice VW Caddy in for a shock absorber, drop link, top mount, and also the spring replacement. It's not broken or anything like that. The customer obviously just wanted it to be lowered just a little. No, sorry. He just wanted the height to increase just a tiny little bit because he wants it to pair up with the rear height as well. So what we're going to be doing is replacing all of that, and as you can see, he is going to be using premium parts with this. He's not holding back. His car is really nice, very good interior, very clean inside, very clean paintwork, very clean wheels, you name it. This is like a very nice work van, let's say. I'm quite jealous. It is something that I would consider, but it's just that little too small for my liking, purely because I've got loads of tools in the back. But anyway, let's go and get this job done. Let's get started, and hopefully we don't come across with some of a job. So let's go and do it. Let's go. As per, we have to first get set up, raise the vehicle to working height, and since we are working on the suspension parts, we have to obviously remove the wheels, and specifically for this vehicle, remove the cowling so that we can get access to the strut bolts. Without wasting any time, my brother got to disassembling the passenger side, removing the drop link, lower suspension arm bolts, and finally pinch bolt on the knuckle. This will allow him to remove the strut assembly. Whilst the lads are removing the struts, I thought, you know what the hell, I'm just gonna start putting the springs on the shock absorber. This is going to be very sketchy. Alright, so I'm gonna secure the spring in this because I don't know where John has placed. Where John's placed the chain for it. So let's do it. Oh, I take that back. My brother has actually managed to remove it now, his side. So we're going to be compressing this so that we can get the boot and obviously the bump stop and stuff like that. So just to be safe, I am tying the spring onto the compressor. This will ensure that in the event that the spring slips out during this assembly, it doesn't come flying towards me or to anyone nearby. You don't want to be doing that, do we? I don't advise you to do this, but since we are changing the shock absorber anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grip it here to stop it from spinning. Do not do this if you are not going to be changing the shock absorber, because what's going to happen is it's going to scratch it, and then you're basically going to scratch the surface and let some of the hydraulic oil out. So don't do it like this if you're not replacing the shock absorber. Just like that. Just stop it off. There you go. Happy days. As you can see, the spring is still good, but the top mount has definitely seen better days. That being said, it's now time for the new spring, new shock absorber, and new top mount to pair up. To do that, we first have to compress the spring smaller than the height of the shock absorber. Then we can put the top mount on the spring. Once that's done, we can finally put the shock absorber through the spring and secure it with the bolt that came with the top mount. To tighten it, decompress the spring compressor just a little bit and gun it down to the stop. Just make sure not to do it too tight. Alright, so that is how you do a spring, or how we compress the spring anyway, using this tool here. Will you look at that? There's just something about premium parts. They look more defined and exclusive. I'm jealous. Now that we've got it all together, it's time to put everything back in. To do that, it's just a reverse order. We first have to secure the strut onto the chassis with the nuts that came with the top mount. After that, we can wiggle the strut assembly onto the knuckle. We can then jack it up to completely press it on the stop. Once that's done, we can finally secure the drop link in place by tightening the bolts that secures it on the sway bar and on the shock absorber. Yo John, did you check this new vehicle that you just bought?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever heard of Vehicle Score?
No, what's that?
Vehicle Score is a free vehicle checking service that you can use by visiting vehiclescore.co.uk. So, let's go and check your vehicle, shall we?
Alright, let's go check it.
Yes, so all you have to do is simply type in your vehicle registration number on the website and you will get a unique score for your vehicle. Then you can compare the score to the average vehicle score database.
Mate, you're having me on. It can't be free.
It is free because Vehicle Score is full of free information such as mileage tracker history, full MOT breakdown history, estimated valuation, and it will also tell you the performance of your newly bought vehicle. Well, before you bought this, did you actually check how much it's going to cost you for insurance?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, the best thing about Vehicle Score is they have an insurance tip section which can potentially save you money on your insurance, and also they have an AI mechanic, John, that can potentially help you when you're having troubles with this car. Well, does that impress you?
Honestly, it does, yeah.
And there's some more, I tell you. They also do paid checks for less than £3. These paid checks will identify if your car is categorized, stolen, under finance, if it's been imported, exported, or if it's ever been used
I mean,
as a taxi.
this one looks like it's been used.
Yeah, we can check all of that.
You can check on that.
Yeah, mate. To save John and yourself some money, use this discount code when you're purchasing any of the paid checks on Vehicle Score. But just make sure to keep in mind that everything there is pretty much for free. So thank you Vehicle Score for sponsoring this video. So just use this discount code and visit vehiclescore.co.uk. This job is just not going well, is it? Upon trying to obviously remove the wiper, because we need to get access to the strut mount on the driver's side. We managed to crack the windshield. Oh, I did. Sorry guys, I managed to crack the windshield. So now, how do we deal with situations like this where we accidentally damage a customer's car or property, for example? Now, some of you guys are probably aspiring to be a mobile mechanic or just be in the motor trade in general. You might be a garage owner, or you might find yourself that you are already in a situation where you broke your customer's car.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there and what do you do? Well, first of all, it is to admit that you broke the customer's car or you accidentally damage the customer's property. Now, that is very important because if you were to just run away and pretend like nothing happened, for example in this video, if I cracked the screen and I didn't tell the customer, it is likely that he's going to find out later on down the line that it's you that has damaged his property, and then he could potentially sue you because you weren't being honest or report you to trading standards. By you being honest, you are also giving the comfort that you are a honest and trustworthy mechanic. If you were to not admit it, I did. They will just say, oh, I can't trust him anymore. Yeah, the first thing that you gotta do is to admit that you made a mistake to the customer. And it is absolutely fine. Everyone makes mistakes. That's fine. With it being an accident, there is nothing much we can do but to, cover the customer's property and also to cover yourself. Now, there are many ways that you could go about this, and this is when the importance of having a motor trade insurance comes into play. So having motor trade insurance, they actually cover you for accidental damage such as this, the windshield, for example. Because I damaged it, I can easily just claim it on my insurance, and also it protects you against claims, for example, like false claims and stuff like that. Say, for example, if someone was to trip on your tools because you're working on the sidewalk, they also cover you for that. Many things. But anyway, so we can go two ways about this as to why you should claim against your motor trade insurance, against why you shouldn't claim against your motor trade insurance. Now, let's go with number one. Why should you claim it on your motor trade insurance? Well, one, it's going to cost you nothing except for the excess, however much you applied for when you were applying for your insurance. Second, it's just more convenient, so because nothing will come out of your pocket. It'll be much quicker for you because they will just pay out the customer. This is when it gets a little bit grey, when I say why you shouldn't claim against your insurance is because, one, it will take ages. It's going to be a long process. You have to call your insurance, and then they will have to call their insurance, etc., etc., and then they will have to speak how to solve it, and that's why I do not advise claiming it against your motor trade insurance, because it will also increase, or rather remove, your no claims bonus. Now, here is how I dealt with it personally, with this damage that I accidentally done to the customer's property. I gave him two choices, which is I can pay for it outright, like he goes out there and then find a windshield fitting company where they will just fix it for him, and then he can just phone me up and say, okay, I'll transfer you the money right now. Because I think, in my own opinion, that is the quickest way to go on about things, and it's less inconvenient for the customer as well. The second option that I have given him is to claim it against his insurance, which is a bit of a grey area, let's just say. So to claim it against his insurance and say, look, my windshield is cracked, and you know, the only thing that he will need to pay for is the excess. When I say he needs to pay for the excess, is I will be the one covering that excess. So those are the two options that I've given him. But moral of the story is just to be honest to your customer and make sure to tell them that if you have damaged their property, cover it. You know, it's probably only going to cost you several £100s, but that several £100 you'd get back from him, from his friends, from his family, and all of that stuff, because he will recommend you as a trustworthy mechanic, an honest mechanic. You know, he will come back to me, he will trust me with this vehicle because I admitted that it was my fault. So anyway, let's get back to the job and keep on working. Let's get it. Be honest. I've spoken to the customer already. I told him, look, I'll cover the replacement of the windshield, or we can go two ways. I explained it to him. Replace the windshield, you know, go in private, or he can go through his insurance, and I can just pay the excess that he needs to pay for the windshield. Obviously, this is not what I wanted. I didn't want to cause headache, but I didn't just want to leave it and be like, oh, we didn't do that, you know. I just feel so bad, like I'm shaking that I did that. I just feel so bad. But yeah, it's quite bad. It's my fault for not using the right tool. Yeah. Anyway, let's help the boys out. Let's go. Unfortunately, no job goes as planned. If it does, it happens on a rare occasion. This is a good example. John is hammering away trying to remove the strut on his side, but unfortunately, it was seized in place and it was very difficult to work with. In addition to that, it doesn't help that we couldn't remove the wiper, thus preventing us from freely working under the cowl, where the strut bolts are located. I can complain all day about this job, but hey, let's keep moving. We've just managed to remove one of the strut, well, John's side anyway. John's side, unfortunately, was just stuck in place and just wouldn't come off. John is about to commit a, you know, you're not allowed to use that word.
You can.
Yeah, the sewer.
Yeah,
the sewer, yeah.
on the side.
Yeah, the sewer on the side. Yeah, he's about to.
Right, top
Yeah,
mount state.
'cause he's not. Look at this guy, mate. You're looking hench today.
Top man's
Top man's.
top mount state.
Yeah. So you have to replace.
Look at that.
Basically, no. Yeah, there you go. Put this one on the new one.
What happened here?
And the boat. Oh, the boat is feeling sorry for itself. But yeah. Oh, la. So where's the new top mount? Oh. Mate, it's been 10 years now. What are you doing?
I want to get the top mount because you.
What top mount?
The new one.
Ah.
Because this guy, yeah, did one side, but he didn't do the other side.
Do you know why?
Like a wally.
You need to learn. Oh. Ah. Okay. Keep that because we need that for brakes. Putting the strut assembly together on this side is exactly the same as the other side. Compress the spring, put the shock absorber through, secure the top mount, and that's done. Since the drop link on the other side is installed, it means that the sway bar will have to move higher on the side, which will prevent us from dropping the whole knuckle lower so that we can install the strut assembly in. To overcome this, we had to pry the sway bar down and slide the strut assembly in place. Now, we can finally do the same thing that we did on the other side. And now, here's the final result.
Oh, hello. Today in Marvellous Cars we have oil filter change.
Oil filter, yeah? Is that an oil filter, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah?
oil. What's
Yeah.
what's this? What's diesel? What's diesel?
Oh, that's
What's
true,
diesel?
that's true.
What's
Yeah.
diesel? Good.
Yeah, that's very true, very true. The reason why we are replacing this is because, if we can find that, where is it?
I didn't use this just so.
Did you just use a normal one, did you? Yeah, so...
I just knocked.
Yeah, as you know, this car is really nice. Basically, this bolt is not the correct bolt that goes on the filter housing, so the customer just wanted us to pretty much replace all the bolts to the correct ones, and also the fuel filter once we're here. So that's what we are doing right now. Look, and yeah, he's pretty much providing everything, including the parts. This is actually a genuine part right there. So we're going to be doing that because I think it was cross-threaded, wasn't it? No, not cross-threaded. It was rounded at the top, right?
The head is a bit rounded.
Yeah, so yeah, we had to use a turbo socket, but this guy worked his miracle.
Didn't
Okay.
use a turbo socket.
Yeah, do you know why? I loosened it already, that's why, mate.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. With the turbo socket, that's why it was on it. It was on it, right?
No.
Yeah, it was, don't lie. But anyway.
She was doing.
Oh my days, yeah. Anyway, there it is. Yeah, I feel really bad. The owners just put the tape there. Man. I feel so bad. Well, what do you think, bro, of that job?
Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright, innit? Yeah, if it wasn't for John. Right, cool. So that is us all done with this VW Caddy now. Yeah, unfortunately, we managed to do a little bit of an oopsie with this one, but like what I said, I'm happy to compensate obviously the customer for whatever the expense is, but I can sort it out, not a problem. But yeah, all done now. So we've checked the fuel filter, obviously the bolt that was there as well, we've replaced that. Obviously the shock absorber, the drop link, both sides, so that's the driver's side, and the passenger side we've replaced, including the top mount as well. I would say that's a job well done, in my opinion. Thank you very much, mate.
See you later. Have a good weekend.
Alright, so that's another happy customer right there. No funny noises coming from that, but obviously we have to rectify the windshield that we cracked. Well, mainly this guy. It's actually his fault, not mine. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the content. If you'd like to see more stuff like this, us breaking stuff and fixing things, please share it with your friends. Like, share, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. We managed to crack the windshield. Oh, I did. Sorry guys.